So it is my pleasure to introduce Suzette Faith Foster. Let me find her here. Yeah. There she is. So, want to know, are you ready to allow divine light in to dissolve old unsupportive programming, contracts, vows, unworthiness, fear, and beliefs that separate you from God and the Creator? Well, you're at the right place. In this talk, Suzette Faith Foster of Boone will offer ways to help you allow the light in so that your body and life situations can respond and harmonize for your highest good. Suzette is a speaker, author, healing facilitator, and transformational coach who in 2005 sustained and overcame the same kind of severe spinal cord injury as the late actor Christopher Reeve, which I've mentioned before in previous talks, but you will learn all about it tonight from her. Now, Suzette used to live in the Triangle and was actually a board member of SFF. She and her husband now enjoy the pristine mountain energies in Boone. As part of 32centers.org, she and others are holding space for the Boone Global Light Center. Guided by the Arcturian Star Tribe, this facility will be a center for healing, education, and oneness. So we're looking forward to that opening up. Suzette owns and operates a coaching and healing practice named Choose to Thrive, which offers in-person and remote healing sessions to empower others and energetically support them along with their healing journey. So if you want a private session with Suzette within the next 2 weeks, she has offered, very generously offered, to gift back a portion of the fee to Spiritual Frontiers Fellowship of North Carolina. So thank you, Suzette, for doing that. Also, at the end of her talk, she will gift everyone in attendance a 20-minute silent healing. So you will want to have a place to get comfortable and a kind of a quiet place to receive that at the end of the talk. So that would be a great experience. Thank you, Suzette. So I want to welcome and thank you again, Suzette, for coming. And it's all yours.
Well, thank you, Susan, for that wonderful introduction. And thank you, Spiritual Frontiers, for inviting me to be here. And thank you to all of you folks who are here. It's my pleasure to be sharing. And I want to just say thank you for holding space. We're a collective tonight. We're our own group. And I so appreciate you because not only are you here to take your spiritual journey to the next level, yet we all know that when we heal ourselves, when we create more inner peace, no matter what's going on around us, we are supporting the collective. We are sending those great vibes out to the whole. So it's big that you're here, not only for yourself, but for the all. So it's a pleasure for me to really support all that we're doing here. And as you know, we're in big times now, and we need all of our light to support that. So thank you. My title of my program tonight, as you've seen, is Navigating These Unique Times While Awakening from Separation and Suffering. So as we get started, let's just close our eyes and get centered for a moment. Let's just use the breath to get in this moment, in this space. Shake off your day, shake off your worries and your concerns. And just allow the breath, the inhale, to bring in God love, God peace. And on the exhale, send that through to every cell tissue in your body. And on another inhale, bring in that God, divine light and love. And on the exhale, exhale all vibrations lower than God love. Just let it go. Surrender to this now moment. And let's also be grounded, because whenever we're doing energy work or meditating, it really benefits us to ground to Mother Earth. So let's see the Christ light coming down from Source, down through our crown, down through our body, harmonizing all of our chakras, which are the energy centers in our body, coming down through, going down through our legs, out the soles of our feet, deep into the core of Mother Earth. Okay, thank you for getting centered, and thank you for bringing us all together as a group energetically. I just want to remind you, there's several people, many people are on tonight, and we are all in different places along our spiritual journey. It's all perfect for each of us. Yet, if I share something that's kind of out there for you, just put it up on a shelf. But let's intend that I feel truth. Say that to yourself, I feel truth. And even if you know what I'm already sharing, intend that you are owning it to a deeper level. Because as you know, it's not what we know, it's what we vibrate. It's what we live and practice. So as I'm sharing, get excited to take that deeper into your knowing and owning it. And if I use the word God and you prefer the word source or universe, just, intend that it's your word. Let's just know the intention is for the highest creative force there is out there. So just honor and be in this place of receiving for your highest good. Also, just want to give you a little overcap review of what the evening will look like. In a few minutes, we'll watch the 15-minute segment of my miracle story that was in the movie I Hope You Dance. And this movie is available on Amazon to rent, and it's a full movie. And they created a movie of taking the song, Leanne Womack's song, I Hope You Dance, and shared how it impacted people going through adversity. And it's a very heartwarming, touching, beautiful, beautiful movie. And so please consider getting that if you're looking for a great, powerful movie. And I'm their miracle story in the movie. So I'll share that in a few minutes. We'll do some experiential clearing. I'll guide you through some clearing exercises. We'll actually, there will be Q&A after the movie. So as Susan said, you can put that in the chat. If you have any questions about the movie or my experience with it or anything. And then after the break, we'll have Q&A for any questions. I'm here to support you. And what are you going through? What are your needs? What do you need a little more clarity on? So ask me those questions. And knowing that when you get clarity, you're helping someone else get clarity. So please share your questions easily. And then before probably the last half hour, she mentioned 20 minutes. We'll see where the time is, 20 to 30 minutes. I'll do a guided meditation, and the silence after that, it's all healing energy. And I've also intended that you're receiving healing energy even while I'm sharing. So we are in a beautiful space of divine light, healing, love energy tonight. So enjoy this beautiful, beautiful space. So, as I think we all know, we are in very challenging and changing times. We're going through a time of huge energetic reset. And many of you have probably heard the word ascension. We're going through ascension. We're moving into the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension is the dimension where there's unity consciousness, oneness consciousness. We're not separate. Here in the 3D, and we're moving through into the 4D, fourth dimension, there is duality. There's right and wrong and good and bad and judgment and anger and fear. And so we're moving into that higher vibration, that higher consciousness, where there's so much more peace and love and compassion and kindness. Who wants that? Are you all ready for that? We get to work on that right now. As many of us have heard, heaven on earth. Let's have it now. In every moment of every day, we get to practice moving into that higher vibration. We get to look at all of our challenges from a higher perspective. And I want to invite you to start really honoring your challenges. None of us would raise our hand and choose them. Yet, when we can embrace that they have a purpose, that they are offering us an opportunity to raise our vibration, to go to higher consciousness. We are here on a soul journey. We're here to expand our soul and heal our wounds. So let's look at our challenges as an opportunity to deepen our faith, to remember who we are, to hold that higher light. And then, yeah, we're human. We have those days that even though we might know better, we get angry, we get frustrated, we take things personally, we judge. But the journey is catching yourself, honoring that that too has an opportunity to help you heal. We get to embrace all that we are. We appear as separated human beings, and yet you all know we are spiritual beings. And beyond this 3D, we already are one with God. We're not separate. And even though we appear separate, let's open our hearts to remembering moment to moment that we're not this 3D world. This is an illusion. Think of it as a dream. When we truly, truly, truly wake up, not just go to the other side, but wake up from the duality, we will look at this 3D world as a dream. It's pretty amazing. And it's hard for our 3D mind to grasp all that. But just be open to that idea that when you wake up in the morning and you've had a terrifying dream at night, then you can say to yourself, oh, you shake it off. Oh, good, that was just a dream. Yet, know that everything we're experiencing here is part of the dream, a bigger dream. Yet we chose to be here. We chose to experience this, the fun times and the challenging times. We chose to experience it to remember who we really are beyond our limited human selves. We're not limited and we're not even human. I mean, yes, we call ourselves human, but we're spirit. We're a moldable spirit. We're energy that we can create different results from our experiences. So we're here to keep remembering over and over that we're so much more than meets the eye. We're pure light and we're one with God. We're one with Creator. Wow. And every moment we get to practice that. We get to remind ourselves of that. And you'll see in the movie, that saved my life. As many of you or all of you know the power of your mind, well, I deeply believed I was one with God. And in that oneness, there are no limitations. So as we work through this evening, I really hope to inspire you to not give any power to your problems. And it takes practice, and it takes more practice and more practice to deal with those challenges and to find your rhythm and moving through those challenges. But you're doing it, you're practicing it, and you're here to deepen your faith in the oneness you are with God. So keep in mind that with every challenge, every thought, every experience, we're either coming from the ego mind or the divine spirit mind. The ego mind in this context is the mind of separation from God and fear. So that encompasses everything that bothers us: judgment, anger, blame, guilt, resentment. anything, unworthiness. Or we could choose the perspective of divine mind, which is the unity consciousness, which is we're already one with God. Of course I'm worthy. I'm already one with God. Okay, I'm here to remember that. I'm here to dissolve all the programmings of all the lifetimes where I did not feel worthy. It wasn't safe to speak my truth. It wasn't safe to do my spiritual work. It wasn't safe to be me. We're here to step into the light of who we are. We're here to step into the talents and gifts that we innately already have. We don't have to accrue them. We don't even have to learn them. When we really embrace that we're already one with God, we just have to accept who we already are. Accept who we are. Wow. And of course, that sounds easy, doesn't it? The journey is practicing it and dissolving all the programming that makes us feel otherwise. So as we really embrace that every opportunity, we get to practice responding from a higher perspective instead of reacting from the ego. The ego loves drama. The ego loves it when you're angry. It feeds off your lower vibrations. Of course it wants you angry. Of course it wants you feeling unworthy, blaming people. Yet we get a chance to respond from our oneness with God, from who we truly, truly are. And that's where the miracles happen. And if we can remember that all suffering, all of it, is because we believe, even if it's unconscious, that we're separate from God, Creator. Wow. Now, as we embrace these teachings, you may get in alignment. And I surrender my challenge to you, Source. I surrender it. I am a child of God. Of course I'm worthy of ease. Of course I'm worthy of wholeness. Help me remember that every moment of the day. Help me. And as we embrace the journey, it may not change your situation immediately. But guess what? You're going to feel more peaceful. And in that peace, in that place, what I call non-resistance, you're going to be a magnet for what you truly want or for what's for your highest good. So as we honor that and as we embrace that we get to choose, and I get to practice not judging my problems. And when we can truly accept in the moment what just happened to us or what that person did to us and move on from there, it opens up huge amount of opportunities to what's next for our highest good. And I want to make it very clear, we are human. Anger is going to show up. Sadness is going to show up. Frustration is going to show up. It's okay. You cannot feel anything unless it's already in your vibration, unless it's already in your energy field. So honor the anger or the hurt or the sadness or the grief. Honor it. We just don't want to give it power and stay there. And I love how when we can hold it, sit down for 5 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever you feel you need, and consciously say, I'm feeling, Spirit, help me feel this anger. I want it out of my energy field. I deserve peace. I am worthy of peace. I am worthy of being respected. Help me feel this anger. And in that intention, you're feeling it in a conscious place. And in that consciousness, you're moving it out of your energy field. And you've invoked Spirit to be with you. The ascended masters, the doctors, Jesus, any of your loved ones, bring them on. Invite them in. It's a journey. So as we get into the movie, you'll hear more of my story, and some of you already know it. Yet let it just remind you that there are no limitations. There are no limitations. We have to remember that, and we have to accept our wholeness. We get a chance, a choice to accept our blessings and our wisdom that's already within us. So let me get bring the movie on. Okay, I'm going to click the movie. Life can change in a split second. I should have been dead.
My name is Marin Hull. I'm a paramedic. That day in November, we responded to a traumatic injury at the park. We knew that somebody had some kind of bicycle accident.
It just happened to be a beautiful day, and I knew Charlie and Suzette biked that day. It was a Thursday, and they bike on Thursdays, and it just happened to be a pretty day, and work was, I could get away. So I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and meet them out at the park.
We had been doing this particular part for quite a few weeks, and we were getting more proficient all the time, so we were coming here and we were going faster and faster.
I just love mountain biking for many reasons. It's exhilarating. It's so fun to be in the woods, and I love nature. So it was a perfect combination to have adventure and nature.
They had just opened up what's called kind of like a little park area where they had like I-beams you could ride across, little teeter-totters. It was kind of like a little play area for bikes. There was a new teeter-totter that was fairly high up. So we're kind of sitting back, Jim, I'm not sure I really want to do that. And Suzette kind of grabs life and she's like, I'm just going to go ahead and do it.
She got up halfway and the other end was supposed to come down and she was supposed to ride right down it. But the teeter-totter did not go down and the bike stalled.
The next thing I remembered is flying over the handlebars. I knew I was going head first into the ground.
She kind of hit on the back of her head and I heard a big pop.
You could hear it. I mean, it was that god-awful cracking of a bone.
The moment I hit the ground, I was immediately paralyzed. And then I stopped breathing. I'm a holistic life coach, energy healing facilitator, speaker, and author. I believe in the powerful connection between the mind, the body, and the spirit. I could not talk. I could not breathe. I couldn't move, but I had everything I needed within me because I did have my mind. I knew I could choose the way I could think in that moment. And the mantra I used was, I refuse to accept this limitation. God is my source. And literally, the moment I said that in my mind, instantly, a lightning bolt of energy went through my body. This time, my paralyzed arm flopped. And a moment later, I got my breath back.
It was kind of strange, but it was like all of a sudden this wave of serenity just kind of came over her.
I remember walking in and I kind of looked around at the scene, looked at the bike, looked at the patient, and you always worry about that, somebody breaking their neck. And that was my worst fear, the worst case scenario possibly, is that she had broken her neck and we need to do something to make sure that it's not going to get any worse. with that type of injury, I would have expected her to potentially have been dead or been left either paraplegic or quadriplegic.
In the ambulance, Marion was doing what he was supposed to be doing, preparing me, helping me understand, helping me be quiet and still. And yet I knew the power of my mind needed to focus on the positive.
She wanted me to hold her hand and say, I want you to have positive thoughts. I want you to see me walking again. I remember thinking, well, this is all great, but right now you're broken and I need to fix you, and I need to use the skills that I have to fix you. So this is what I was thinking in my mind. But in the meantime, I did what she wanted me to do. I held her hand and I said, I can see you walk again. Not knowing if this was true or not, if she had really broken her neck, I wasn't sure she was ever going to walk again.
Me and my mom have always kind of butted heads, I guess. All through high school, I was in the rebellion stage where I didn't really want a great relationship. We were fighting all the time. It's gonna be tough for anyone when you aren't in the best relationship with someone and then they get hurt and there's a possibility of death and you don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know when I was told that it was the same injury as Christopher Reeve, but seeing what happened to him and then knowing that my mom's in the same exact position is scary.
She injured her spinal cord right up the top, right where her brain meets her spinal cord. When you actually dislocate the bone between your head and your neck, about 50% of the people die before they reach the hospital.
I was Suzette's emergency contact. So I got the phone call from Duke that I needed to come. When I got to the ER, they escorted me back and she was kind of just laying flat on her back. There was a smile on her face and she was in good spirits, but she couldn't move. There was paralyzation.
To see a spinal cord injury on her MRI and to see as profound an injury as we saw on her, plus to know that it was the area of the spinal cord that when it does get damaged tends to be less resilient. That combination with the prognosis is fairly poor, but she was incredibly optimistic about her recovery.
I came from a whole different perspective, and I think because it was my body and I believed in the power of my innate ability to heal with the mind, body, and spirit, I had such faith in that. But my loved ones, Jody did too. She held that energy. But my mom didn't have that faith that I had, and my other loved ones didn't. And so I can understand where it was scarier for them.
It was hard seeing her in an accident and knowing that something really bad could happen.
I still had the breathing tube down my throat, but I could feel her love, and I could feel her caring.
I just wanted to show her that I loved her and that all the crap I put her through, I was sorry, I guess.
I'm sure when I was in the hospital, they all thought I was pretty out there. I was saying things about the power of the mind. I was seeing myself dancing. And at one point, Dr. Isaacs got short with me because I was asking him to visualize with me. And he made it very clear where he stood.
The arguments we have between the two schools of thought, Western versus Asian-oriented medicines, that kind of thing, it can be tough because I certainly think I understand the scientific aspects of why what we're doing is the better choice. But I can't keep someone from, I can't force anyone to do what I think is right. I can just help them, inform them so they can do what they think is right.
They also told me I'd be in ICU for 7 to 10 days. Now that was typical from their experience with my totally severed C2 neck vertebra. And I just threw out there, I'm going to be out of here in 2 days. And I was out of ICU in 2 days. They told me I'd be in the hospital a minimum of 3 weeks. I said, I'll be out in a week. I was literally out in 1 week.
She blew us all away, and she blew the doctor away, which is awesome. I love when what she does defies Western medicine. I mean, anything that goes wrong, it doesn't matter. Her faith is still there.
after I got home, my friend Andrea came to visit me, and she brought me this little book called I Hope You Dance. And in the back of it was the CD of the song by Leanne Womack. In the front of it, she wrote, "To the day you dance again, I hope you heal quickly." And she's told me since that she didn't really believe I was going to dance again, but she wanted to give me hope. I always loved the song I Hope You Dance, and it came to me at the right and perfect time with this incredible injury. I found it important to play it often and to hear it. It just uplifted me. It's the music, it's the energy in the song, it's the energy in the words that were empowering. It gave me hope to move through adversity.
So that song was very inspirational to us all, I think, because it talks about the principles of kind of what we believe faith and hope and life is all about.
Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. That's everything I'm about. When we don't have faith, what do we have? In my world, faith is what moves us when everything else just feels so down, so wrong. I slept a lot the first 3 weeks, or in bed doing my meditations and my inner work. And when I was up, everything was taking the little bit of energy I had. I was having to choose between taking a shower that day or doing my physical therapy. Everything became physical therapy. I needed help with everything.
I'm like, we're not going to go around and not brush our hair and put our face on and nasty sweats. It's not going to happen. So I would dress her every day in something very nice, gave her lots of showers, shaved her legs if necessary.
Jody was an incredible angel for me. I had just such gratitude for her to be willing to do that.
The little things were very important to make sure that you feel good every day when you get up. Just what a friend would do for another friend. She would tire very easily. And I think that was probably the biggest struggle, is that her body was going through enormous amount of healing.
I had lost a lot of muscle mass. I had lost a lot of strength. I had very little function in my arms, even though I could move them. I had to learn how to dress myself. I had to learn how to button and zip my clothing. I had to learn how to carry a plate and hold things. Most of the time, it was just getting through the day. But every day, I became stronger.
I know that there are terrible things that go on in the world, but there are also tremendously joyful things that go in the world. And I have great faith. I have faith in this universe.
Faith allows you to stand and to walk. It allows you to believe there is a tomorrow.
Part of faith is saying, okay, I'm in this negative situation. I've had this sickness. I've had this accident. But I'm going to believe that on the other side of this is something greater for my destiny. I think that's what a lot of people do. They get discouraged. They get bitter. They blame God. They blame somebody else. But you got to let it go and say, this is all a part of my destiny. I'm not going to blame anybody. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to take what I have and make the most of it.
I have a phrase that says, God has my back. God has my back no matter what. And sometimes what I'm going through isn't something I wanted to go through.
She's a powerful woman. She's a strong woman, and she certainly kept her own, which a lot of people won't. And I actually have a lot of respect for that.
I know scientifically she shouldn't have recovered from the process, but I know faith-wise and spirituality that I was there. I went through the whole process. I felt the energy. I saw the healing that was remarkable. And so I have to call it a miracle because I believe it is.
I should have been dead. I should have been a quadriplegic. But I'm here fully functioning because of what I believe. I chose to to dance. Hello again.
Matt sent me this email at work.
Okay.
I need you to meet
I
me
thought
at such and such
I
a
have
park
to stop it.
downtown
Let me
at
go
4
back
o'clock today.
and
And it
stop the
sounded really
video.
important. So I take the trip.
There. Sorry about that. Okay, Susan, if you can hear me, I'm not seeing the stop, not letting me stop. Okay.
You have the screen share has stopped.
Yes, okay. And then,
So just
Okay.
maybe
there,
then
there
it-
it goes. There it goes. Thank you, everyone, being patient with me there. So I hope that really empowered you that every situation has an opportunity to choose to see it from a different perspective. And the power we have now is to really practice these principles. I had encouraged my clients to memorize a mantra, to bring them back to center, whether it's little challenges or big ones. And I had done the same thing. And my mantra was, I refuse to accept this limitation. God is my source. And so when I needed it out of the blue like that, that mantra just emerged from me. So that's the power of taking this journey seriously and taking responsibility for your life to choose to practice these things, to create different results. You know, if we blame people or blame the situation or blame COVID or blame anything, we're forgetting who we really are. And the more we can practice that in the little things and come up with a mantra, it will empower you. So Suzanne, have there been any questions put in the chat?
No, I will open the chat box now.
Okay.
If people want to,
And while you're typing your questions in, I'll just share with you a couple other really cool things around that movie or around my experience. Is we do our best every day. We meditate, we pray, we work on our stuff and change our perspective. And so when we do that, God has our back. Spirit, the angels, divine has our back. We don't have to ask in every little thing for help. We're already connected in that oneness. And what was interesting was that when about a year before I broke my neck, I started becoming a back sleeper. Never had been a back sleeper, side sleeper all my life. And then I just became a back sleeper. And I'm like, this is strange, but it feels really comfortable. My inner being, my higher self, was already on top of things. My inner being was like, we're protecting you. You signed up on some level before you incarnated to go through this, and we're helping you. And so that was amazing. And then 2 days before I broke my neck, I happened to watch a Tom Kenyon video. Yeah, this was my injury was 15 years ago, actually. And videos were going by already, but it was an old video and I watched it. And Tom Kenyon's a sound healer and I do a lot of sound healing. And he was he was sharing the names of the doctors in spirit that he was invoking for his session. And I literally wrote down 2 neurosurgeons' names that he invokes. And I was going to invoke them in one of my healing sessions with one of my clients. But yet 2 days later, after I got my breath back, I was invoking those neurosurgeons. How cool is that? When we stay in this place and just do our best, we don't have to be perfect at it. But when we make the effort to be connected to spirit, to the oneness, we're not separate, but we're connected to that, all that is. And we get help. We are attracting support and blessings. So that was amazing and cool timing. And then the day we rode, you know, as Andy said in the movie, I rode with Charlie for a year and a half, and nobody ever rode with us on Thursdays. That day, the universe had Andy join us. And one of them needed to do it in the afternoon, to bike in the afternoon instead of our normal morning. And they, guess what? The best doctor at Duke Medical Center, the director of spine surgery, was on call. And I was told later that those doctors aren't on call. That's a teaching hospital. He is at the very top. It is like not heard of. It's not heard of. And yet, my higher self, God, arranged for me to have what I needed to have. And what's also cool is as we got biking, right before we left for biking, I showed Charlie my in case of emergency numbers on my phone, something I had never done. Again, the key is staying in our center as best we can. When no matter what challenges we're focusing on or dealing with, when we focus and do our best on who we want to be, what we want to do, and when we, every time I got out of my SUV and went biking, I did the law of attraction. I visualized myself putting my bike back in my vehicle. And that was a much bigger teeter-totter. It was probably 5 feet. It was taken down. So when we went and did the replay, or actually out in the woods, they just kind of had that little thing that makes it look kind of weird in the movie. But it was a 5-foot teeter-totter. And I visualized myself on the other side. In mountain biking, speed is your friend. I got up the right speed. But remember, this was something I was supposed to go through. I was destined to break my neck. And I found out later that one of the big reasons was that I had many lifetimes where I was killed or tortured for speaking my truth. Many of us on this call probably have sensed the same thing. And the breaking of the neck cleared the cellular memory of believing it's not safe to speak my truth. So as we go through journey, if we can just trust that no matter what we're going through, it has a higher purpose. And I had learned that. And I'll tell you a story how I learned it right in my face is 2 years before I broke my neck. I literally had my first opportunity of flying over my handlebars. The only 2 times I've ever fallen on my bikes. This time we were with a group of people on the weekend, and one friend guy was ahead of us and I was the second person. And I came to a T in the trail and I slowed down to take a right-hand turn. And my friend was up ahead, waiting, had stopped and turned around and watching us all arrive. And as I slowed way down, my tire hit a root and I went over my handlebars. But what was weird is I was going in slow motion. And I was like, wow. And I hit the ground. And my first thought was, where were you, Spirit? Because I had done my spiritual work. I had done my intentions of safety. And again, this would have been 17 years ago. So I was doing really well in my spiritual journey, and yet I was naive at that time. That just because we do our spiritual work doesn't mean we're not going to face adversity. We're only going to face what's for our highest good, whether there's lessons there or an opportunity, a bigger picture like what I needed to do is clear all that cellular memory. But what was so cool is my friend that watched the whole thing said, that was weird. You were going in slow motion. It was even, he saw that and could sense that. So it just took me a moment to say, oh my gosh, Spirit, you brought me to the ground slowly. It was the biggest lessons my higher self, we are one with spirit, gave me. You know, if I would have been protected and avoided that altogether, I wouldn't have learned anything. So when we can honor that challenges have opportunities for growth, and sometimes huge ones, I got that lesson loud and clear. And it was so clear to me. Do the spiritual work, be in gratitude, focus on what we want, and yet trust that if challenges show up, what do I have to learn from it? There's a reason that I may not even know, but in the moment of trusting, it has a higher purpose, opens up huge amount of gates for healing or blessings to turn your challenges around. So it's just, we're amazing. We're amazing. And yet we're on a journey of discovery, deepening our faith in our oneness with God, deepening our faith that our thoughts are powerful and our beliefs are powerful, deepening our practice of healing, of remembering to meditate and be in that place of silence so that the higher self and all the spiritual doctors and ascended masters and angels can dissolve our old programming, to dissolve our pain and our fear and our judgment. We get to take responsibility. And when we don't, your life will be more of, it feels like it happens to me. I always say it doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. Wow, it's powerful. And when we can embrace that, then we are not a victim to what happens to us. And because I had learned that in those 2 years before I actually broke my neck, I had deepened my faith in my oneness with God. I knew the power of my mind. And when I felt that, and just when I snapped my neck in two, I knew I had done my work. I had done the protective work and protected myself. And I put a bubble of Christ white light around me and everyone in my group. I would always visualize myself getting back in my car. Because I did my part, I had a deep faith that this is okay. And I wasn't afraid of dying. There is no death. There's only eternal life. So in that place of having no fear, I had no resistance. If I would have said, like I did 2 years ago, where were you, Spirit? That's resistance. And that blocks that lightning bolt of energy that I actually got. So I had learned to surrender. And I knew it all was okay. It all had a higher purpose. I just trusted that. Didn't know why, didn't know what it was at the time. And then when I got to the hospital, I told everyone, this is temporary, see me dancing. I focused on what I wanted. And the more we can do it with excitement, the more we can do it with feeling as if it already happened. Whatever you want, whether it's a new job or more money or a healthier relationship, we get to project what we desire. We are amazing. You are amazing. So let me go with any questions first. So Susan, do you want to share those, please?
It's in the chat box. Let's see here. Betsy Lambert's asking, did you have any surgery on your neck?
Yes. Late that night, I'm not sure, we waited for a while, but I had surgery. They went through the front of my neck. Where am I? And put about a 1.5 inch screw. My C2 was totally severed in half. So technically my head was not connected to my spine by bone. And he reconnected my head to my spine. And what we didn't share in that movie, 18 hours after surgery, I was walking. I felt like complete cement. I was walking, but my whole body was still trying to heal. And I visualized going down this long corridor in the hospital, and I did, and came back very slowly and felt like I was shuffling, legs that were cement, but I moved. And, so, okay.
And another question from Artemis. From Robin Perez. Did you have any energy healers work on you?
No, I did a lot of inner work, and I used Tom Kenyon's healing CDs at that time. I now have my own healing CD, and I've written a book that has goes into a lot more detail, and it's full of my own stories and client stories of how using these principles of how we can move through our own challenges. And then I have 2 CDs. So again, anything that's bought in the next 2 weeks, will donate 20% of the proceeds to SFF. Unless you order the book off Amazon, Calling Back Your Power, I can't control that. So anyway.
Do you have any friends remotely sending you any energy healing remotely, friends?
I was on prayer lists, and I'm sure I had 2 angels working with me, and I'm sure they asked for prayers and energy healing. I didn't have people come in and specifically do it. About a month later, I started doing, I went to she came to the house because I couldn't drive. And she did something, what is it? The spinal stuff, fluid. Yeah, cranial sacral work. So that was very helpful. But the first few weeks, and I want to say, all our needs are met abundantly in our oneness with God. When you do your prayers, I love energy healing, and I say, get as many healers, get as, all the prayers. I was on a lot of prayer lists. So yes, in that respect, there's lots of energy coming on. Right. But do what you can do, and don't accept any limitations.
Right. Another question from Artemis is, did you have any doubt that you would recover from your injury? If yes, what was it that got you through the doubt? But it sounds like you didn't, but was it?
Yeah, there was no doubt. And I have to give credit to the energy of grace. Divine grace came in. I mean, think about it. I never once thought, what if I don't get better? That's not even a human. That's like my human self was gone, because it's like grace comes over us. And in that grace, there was no doubt, because I don't take credit for that. I mean, really, we're human. It's like you think, what if, or what am I going to do? I had no plan Bs. I was going to be fully healed. And I also want to share, I realized later on that my astrology chart shows that I came here to believe in miracles. So I thought that was pretty cool. Think about it. These big challenges we go through in our life usually are set up as a soul contract, or something we raise our hand and say, I'll go through that because I want that lesson, or I want to heal. So this was predetermined in my soul contract that I had agreed to, not knowing. So the more we work on ourselves, and the more we're in a place of non-resistance, and that takes practice. But in that place of faith, in our oneness with God, and in a place of non-resistance, grace enters. Miracles happen in that energy of grace.
That was our last question in the chat box.
Okay. All right. Well, I just want to, we probably have just 10 minutes or so before your normal break time. So I think we'll do a couple of the clearings before we go to break, and we may go just past 8:20, but keep in mind, we'll have a 5-minute break in that time, right after. So as we can accept that everything has a higher purpose, then that, as I said, helps to release the resistance. I need it to be this way, or I'm not going to be happy, or I did this, I deserve that promotion and I didn't get it. I'm the best qualified person and I didn't get it. Ooh, let's just tame that ego. And instead, wow, maybe this is for my highest good. I wonder what better job's waiting for me. You know, we have to trust. And in that place of trust, we get to accept blessings. Maybe you weren't supposed to move. Maybe you were going to meet your life partner, or you needed to support family members. And if you had gotten that job and moved out of town, it wouldn't have been for your highest good. When you're doing your daily work, your intentions, your prayers, your meditations, trust you're on the right path. And we know losing a job or having major financial challenges, we know that is not fun. Yet when you can settle in and just accept, wow, it has a higher purpose. I don't know what it is, and I don't like being in this space, but I'm going to just chill. And I'm going to accept something that I don't know, and I'm going to deepen my faith. Help me, Spirit, have faith. Help me. Help me tame the ego. Help me trust. And when we do that, again, there's no resistance. You're a magnet to what is for your highest good. You're a magnet to the next perfect job. You're a magnet to the more money coming in. You're a magnet to blessings of big money showing up that you didn't even expect. It's a journey. Be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Love yourself. So now I just want to do a couple clearing energies. So let's just close our eyes. I'm going to just take a drink of water. And first I want you to think of someone that has pushed your buttons, or someone who's really hurt you. This could be recent, or it could be energy you've held on to for years. And rate that pain, that hurt, on a scale of 1 to 10. And now I'm just going to guide you through, instead of blaming and seeing it from the ego perspective of judging it and being angry, blaming, frustrated, whatever. Honor all those feelings. They're okay. We're just going to heal them. Just bring compassion to the surface. And compassion is honoring that they projected their pain onto me. They haven't healed their pain enough. And affirm, I am worthy of respect. I am worthy of kindness and love. And now forgive yourself, because as we look at everybody as a mirror to what is in us that needs healing, then we can take all those times people have hurt us and turn them into a positive. As we see it as a mirror to that vibration, that hurt, say they lied to you. We're here to forgive ourselves for all the times we've lied to others. And if what's pushing your buttons is something you've never done in this lifetime, just trust that it's in your energy field from other lifetimes. So again, honoring that they're a mirror. And the ego will rear its head. It doesn't want to look at itself. That's why it shows up in other people, projecting it onto us, because it takes a while for us to really be strong enough, courageous enough to look within at our own stuff. And now let's just wrap them in a cocoon of divine love. The essence of who we are is love. Let's be that love, because this is not about them. This is about us. If it pushed our buttons, we get a chance to find harmony here. We get a chance to find peace, no matter what others are doing. As you know, if we wait for everyone to act just the way we need them to act, we'd be waiting forever. We get a choice to see their actions from another perspective. And every action or all words, they're either come from it's either an act of love or a call for love. Either way, our response is love. Wrap them in a cocoon of love. And now let's kind of step beyond the 3D and remember who we really are. We're one with this person. They're the Christ, we're the Christ. So see them in this amazing Christ light. You're allowing yourself to choose a higher perspective to respond by. Let's just take a moment and let that integrate what we've just done. And as what we do for others, we're doing for ourselves. So as you're sending divine love, as you're seeing them as the Christ, that's the energy that's being reflected back to you. How cool is that? What we do for others, we do for ourselves. And now just rate that new feeling on a scale of 1 to 10. How does that feel? And I'm sure you'll have just realized in just those couple minutes, you shifted from that deep hurt to inner peace. And if it went from a 10 to a 5, then do it some more later. And what's so cool is you didn't have them change. They didn't change. You changed. You changed your perspective and your response. And I just want to remind you that we attract others to us to show us what we have to heal. So the more you do that, the more you practice, guess what? You won't attract that anymore. You just can't. It won't be a vibrational match. And if they do happen to get rude to you, you'll just have practiced this so much that you won't take it personally. You'll realize, wow, they're having a bad day. It's a shift. I met someone recently, it was my hairstylist, and she found out what I was doing, and she went over some, she wanted to share with me how her husband had just 28 years, as the years went on, he was getting more and more rude and sometimes emotionally, especially emotionally abusive, and sometimes rough at her. And I guided her to do just this, to see him as the Christ, to also focus on his positive qualities, to send him love. And within 2 or 3 days, she said he sent her the most beautiful love letter, something he had never done. It was shocked her. Now, he may have not changed his anger or had worked on his inner stuff. He may have gone and gotten angry at someone else, but she's not attracting that to her. We can't force anyone to change or to work on their stuff. Even if 100 people agreed with you that they're wrong, you're right. If it hurts, if it's pushing your buttons, if it's making you, hurt and feel pain, it's ours to heal. That's where you're so powerful. We're not victims. So also, let's do something similar. Focus on something you are worried about or have fear about. And just again, rate that. And now let's use the breath. The breath is always with us. It is healing. It literally changes us at the cellular level. So let's breathe in pure God love. And on the exhale, send it to every cell of your body. And now breathe in God love. And exhale this worry, this fear. I surrender this fear to you, Spirit. I am worthy of peace. And if it was with the other people, you can affirm, I'm worthy of respect. Affirm what you're worthy of. I am a child of God. Of course I'm worthy. I don't have to worry about tomorrow. I know the power of my vibration. I need to focus on my vibration right now. Spirit, help me release this fear. Help me release this worry. I'm going to use my breath again. I'm going to breathe in peace and exhale the worry. And I'm going to cut myself some slack and say, without this worry, I wouldn't be deepening my faith right now. I want to feel better. I deserve to feel better. I deserve to shift this fear around. And I know I do that best by having a peaceful inner landscape. And if you want, bring in God love, cocoon your whole body in God love. When you go to bed, set intentions. Do this at bedtime. It's a great time to go off to sleep in a positive role instead of having a sleepless night, having all this to worry about. Just another few breaths. Okay, and just tune in with yourself. What would you rate that fear or that worry now? We're not having the conversation, but as I said, I'm sure that has lessened quite a bit. And again, you didn't fix the problem, did you? You fixed your response to it. You fixed your thoughts. And as I say, navigating these unique times, it's pretty much the same stuff over and over, bringing back to center, bringing ourselves back. Stop blaming others for our upset. We attracted that. We have an opportunity to deepen our faith and to heal, whether it's a horrific health problem or we're watching tragedy on the news. Again, feel the hurt. We just don't want to live there. Be compassionate and honor that if you see people on the news who've gotten abused or a hurricane, pummeled their city, send them love. Cry if you need to. Just come back to center as quickly as you can. Do what you can in the 3D, but our peace comes when we override that 3D and focus from the higher perspective. Okay, after the break, we'll just do a 5-minute break, but after the break, I'll take more Q&A, and then I will probably share from those Q&As, and again, share what you need support with. This is your class. And then we'll do a guided meditation, energy healing as well. So we'll just kind of go with the flow, see where it goes. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you in 5 minutes. I'll go ahead and open up the chat box again if someone wants to ask their questions during break time. We'll see you in about 5 minutes. Thank you, everyone. Okay, welcome back, everyone. Nice little break. Thank you so much, Suzette, for being here tonight. This is a true spiritual frontiers experience. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So do you want to, let's see here. So we have a question from Kim Kasdorf. If you want to start with the questions, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. If somebody wants to buy your book, how should they get it?
Well, I can mail it to you, especially I have MP3s that you can order off my website for the healing energies and for the healing CDs. And my book, if you're not ordering anything from hard CDs, then it's probably the best way is to order it right off Amazon.com, Calling Back Your Power. Now, SFF won't get any bonuses that way, so keep that in mind when you might want to make a donation to SFF. But so again, on my website, you can order,
which is choosetothrive.com.
Yes, with a digit 2 in the middle, choosetothrive.com. So my website has the MP3s if you want to download my healing CDs or order the physical CD, I would mail that to you. And I also want to share with the healing CDs, you know, we go to bed most nights with my healing CD off to sleep, you know, so the vibrations are working energetically while we're going off to sleep and while we're sleeping. And I've had at least 2 people tell me that they hear different voices, very different voices on the CD. So my guidance had said early on that these are living healing CDs. They're living avenues for healing, a living energy, so to speak. So it's just the avenue that source and spirit and the doctors and spirit are working through you. So I set very powerful intentions, and my vibration's part of it, and your intentions are part of it. But Spirit has imbued my book and CDs with activations to help you heal, to help you get your ahas and move through your challenges easier. So, yes.
I actually have your book, and it's excellent. I really enjoyed it.
Well, thank you. And I've been told by all levels, you know, people who are new to spirituality really get a lot out of it. Very seasoned spiritual people, just like tonight with many of you, it's just a great reminder, because we get caught up in life and we need to say, oh yeah, oh yeah. And it just has lots of stories in it to remind you of don't limit myself. Mm-hmm. And if I limit myself in any way, I'm forgetting who I really am.
It's almost like a checklist. So thank you. Rick Noriega, one of our board members, asked, how long was it before you got back to riding your bike, and were you nervous at first?
Thank you for your question. I think it was 8 or 9 months after I went, well, a few months at, probably 5 months, I was doing stationary bike at Cary YMCA. And we had like 6 friends do that with me. It was like, I'm getting back up on a bike, but it was easy and building my confidence. And then I rode around a greenway path with several friends. Again, they were supporting. It was a big deal to get out again. And that was, I think it was 9 months later. Yeah, because it was right at my birthday time in the end of August. I drove my car 4 months after my injury. So again, I was supposed to be dead at the scene. My doctor that you met on the movie had no explanation. He said, there's no understanding or explanation why you got your breath back. And then the whole healing just shocked him. And he expected me to remain a quadriplegic. So everything, I was learning and everything. But 4 months later, I was driving my car. And my neck was stiff. I'm fully functioning, yet I still have, my neck gets stiff easily. I still have a subtle neuropathy in my body, but it doesn't stop me from most things. I just choose not to go downhill skiing anymore. I know Spirit has my back, and yet I trust what feels right here. And I think, you really grow up too. And it's, I think in the past, I loved that adventure and it was thrilling, but there was just probably ego in there too, saying, I'm going to try this and I'm going to try that. And it was always fun. I think that got tamed. I didn't have to prove myself to anyone anymore. So thank you, Ricardo.
And then Patricia Skinner says, thank you for the demonstration of faith. Such a beautiful reminder to stand in our power and declare our truth. Thank you, Suzette.
Thank you, Patricia.
Yeah. And Catherine Smart, as a board member as well, asked, what about getting a session with you? I guess that's the website.
Yeah, that would be great. If you just email me at Suzette@choose2thrive.com with the number 2, and thank you for putting that on there. So that's my website, and just put Suzette@choose2thrive.com and let me know what you're interested in, and we'll go from there. And again, if you schedule anything in the next 2 weeks, 20% of that will go back to SFF. So I encourage you, if you have any thoughts about any of these, to do it sooner than later.
Okay, Kim Kastorf, another board member, asked, do you still have a screw in your neck?
I do.
Metal detectors.
That doesn't affect it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Luckily.
That's good. Janet Bellinger, our new program coordinator, is asking, is your daughter interested in energy work and holistic healing now after your miracle?
What an incredible question. This was 15 years ago, and what was she? She was a senior in high school at the time. Now she's 32 and just had a baby and has grown up into a beautiful young woman. And I just want to share with you, she recently did some energy work with me, working on her anxiety. And my other daughter, about 2 years ago, did a lot of work with me, working through issues with dating and stuff. Yet they haven't embraced it a lot. And other people close to me and my family have not. So it's just what our souls are here to heal. I came here, and some of you may be in similar situations where people close to you are not embracing what you do or believing in what you do. And we have to always go back. It's just been a huge learning curve for me to honor that, to honor and love people unconditionally. And I took it personally at first, and then I've had to learn not to take it personally. Would I like it to happen that way and them to be part of this healing journey? Because from my heart, yes, we know it brings people peace and life is easier. And you get out of pain if you're in pain. Yet we have to honor where people are on their journey. And that's been big for me. So it's not something they jump to regularly. They're not into reading. I mean, I know one daughter read my book. My other daughter just wasn't reading books much at all. And I don't think the one on the movie, I don't think she's read my whole book. But she knows what I'm about. She does, the one that was on the movie, does law of attraction, does intentions. So she's doing things on her timing. And if you're dealing with anybody in your life that's just not getting it from your perspective, again, oh, that's about us. How can we look at this and not need them to be different? And everything has a higher purpose. And we get to honor that. Some people just aren't, it's just not their timing. Yet with this ascension process, it's a huge time energetically for people to wake up. So don't be surprised if your loved ones are going to come to you more and more asking you to help explain things to them. What's your perspective? How come this and how come that? We're here to support them. Another big thing to keep in mind, which is, here I do energy healing and helping people move through life, yet I had to learn with my own family, I'm not here to fix them. How many of you can relate to that? It's especially when we come from love at first, but if we're trying to fix them, if it pushes our buttons that they're not changing or doing things our way, it really the root under that is control. We're not doing it on purpose. I've never had any intention of, I want to control you, but energetically, that's the energy. So as we honor their journey, we grow, and we grow in faith. So any other questions on that?
Let's see, no questions. Jody, let's see, it's starting to move. Jody Wenzel says, gratitude for sharing. Had a bad fall recently and at first was not sure if I could get up. Thought of you and was able to use my mind to get up and heal myself. Yeah, your teachings are a blessing.
Oh, thank you, Jody. That is beautiful. Wow, good for you. I also think when we're being careful and we have what's called like a freak fall, it has a higher purpose. And we may not know, but one thing that I've learned with my falls and my higher self gets me into them over the years is we are recalibrating our energy field when we fall. So again, great job, Jody, of not making it a big deal. Oh, it hurt. You're going to take care of yourself. You might have to stay in bed for 2 or 3 days recovering. But in every moment, just know, oh, I recalibrated my energy field. I was at my daughter's house in Oklahoma in September to help her with a new baby for 2 weeks. And Bill drove out to pick me up. It was a long drive, but he wanted to get out and drive. And the morning we were supposed to leave at 3:30 in the morning, she got up with a baby and I heard her downstairs. So I got up and I literally fell head over heels down a long staircase. And it just happened. And it was dark out, but it was the full moon. So the whole foyer was lit up. I I was holding on to the railing. I had been doing some big spiritual work and activations that week in my free time. And after it was done, my daughter saw that too, which had to be horrible. And I'm sitting at the end of the stairway saying, it's okay, it's okay. It's all in divine order. I don't know why it happened, but it's all in divine order. And I went to get up and I couldn't walk. My whole right inner thigh and buttocks area was like jammed. And as the universe would have it, I do feel it was orchestrated bigger than me because I was being careful. And every day I was doing my spiritual work. So again, I don't believe in accidents. I'm not saying I could never make a slip, but that was huge. It was set up for me to recalibrate my energy field, at least. And whatever else, we all had to learn from it. But I called a couple chiropractors and luckily found one on the internet that worked with soft tissue. Didn't feel like anything was broken because I could move everything. And they got me in. They were closing at noon that day. It was a Friday. And I got in at 11:45. He worked on me for 2 hours doing major, painful manipulation with his thumb. And I had to work with my brain, my mind, and I just exhaled every time he pushed. And I just kept working with the power of my mind. But he got me walking. And he was shocked. It was just a very severe fall. And one thing, my daughter even, I think all of you can relate to this, but she's like, Mom, you sure you want to go to a chiropractor? Don't you want to go to a doctor? And I said, no, a doctor would put me on medication and probably do gazillion tests. I'm going to go to the chiropractor. He can help get me walking. And he did. So anyway, I was also, my guidance later was saying, I did lots of healing on myself, and it still took a month. I mean, I was really better every day. I could walk, right away, but the real healing, and I was probably healing myself for an hour and a half every day. And what I understood, my guidance was that I was healing the collective. So again, what do we raise our hands for? We don't always know why we have to go through something. So when you went to positive, Jody, and used your mind, you were sending those good vibes out to the collective. We don't know why, but it was not an accident. We're too aware.
Well, that may be a good segue into the next question. Do you see it, Suzette? This
I
one
can read it. Do you, let me see if, do you find the changes or help you seek is coming faster these days? It seems like it to me, but it could just be me. I'm wondering if this is true as we enter this new dimension. Absolutely, Catherine. That's very good. We are getting to the point where whatever we're focusing on, we're attracting quicker. So it's even more important to really get into our positive thought processes, and when we're frustrated, to shift it. Sometimes I think we just go through a tough time to be a light to other people, for them to say, wow, you've got a great attitude. You're always so positive. Sometimes we don't always have to have a lesson from it, but it has a higher purpose. And we can honor that and show up the best way we can. We're going to get through it more. And you are a magnet according to your vibration. So stay in that positive place and allow yourself to create your own miracles, your own blessings. People are finding a lot of changes going on with this ascension process. Sleeping, just a lot of things are just different. But just don't give any of it power. I just affirm, I affirm that I'm in the fifth dimension on Earth. I'm living and vibrating in the fifth dimension here on Earth. I don't have to know what it's all going to look like, but it's unity consciousness, it's oneness, it's love, it's peace. What a place to be. And until then, we're going to be in it and out of it. You know, we're going to kind of have our toe in it and step back, and we just do the best we can. Does anyone have a personal question or personal challenge that they need help with? And then we'll probably go into our guided meditation at 9. Or we'll go in soon if nobody has anything that they want help with. I love it. You're all so empowered. And what do your private sessions look like, and what modalities do you use? How are they working for you on Zoom? I do phone calls. I don't do Zoom because my sessions include both healings and life coaching. I embrace that we need to name. So say if you have a disease or if you're having life challenges, we name the challenge, we name the emotion, we name the root cause emotionally. The undealt emotions are the root cause of health problems. And again, that's not to judge them. It's to say, oh, my soul came here to heal that. And I haven't done it. So my higher self is hitting me over the head with a health challenge. And if we can look at it that simply and get in the right frame of mind, it's powerful. So I help you look at that. And unlike traditional counseling, we don't spend hours talking about the problem or the childhood, but we do name it. We may talk about whatever it needs to get you in a place of surrendering that. And then I do energy healing. I have worked on myself considerably over the last 20 years. And if you think of your body as like a filter in your home, and all that anger and undealt with emotions and fear, and worry, that's blocking the divine light, the healing light, the love to come through. Just like in your home, air can't pass through when the filter is dirty. So as we clean and heal the old programming, the body responds. So of course, I also embrace and support people and help them with their diet and detoxing, and help them from the physical perspective. Yet I do believe, you know, when we heal the emotional stuff, we're healing at the soul journey. So if you can just honor that any health problems are just getting you to wake up to heal what your soul came here to heal, then it's like, okay, let's not judge that health problem. You might not have chosen it. We wouldn't want it, but let's get out of judgment and honor the bigger picture. Let's see. I was trained in Reiki, but I've been guided for many years just to be the vessel for the divine. I don't need to control it. The divine sees the big picture. All the healing doctors and ascended masters that work through me and through you, I'm holding space for your perfection. And that's my biggest gift to you, is I'm holding space for your perfection. And there's a huge amount of energy present for that. I've helped people get out of severe pain and, like a nervous breakdown that was out of state in 15 minutes. She was out of her pain and she didn't feel any of that anxiety anymore in 15 minutes. So again, she was willing to receive the energy. I'm the facilitator, you're the healer. But it's part of my job to help you be open and surrender to what is available to you. So I love to help people and bring the light through. And so I do the calls on the phone or in person in Boone, but most of my clients are on the calls. Yes, I have a torn rotator cuffs requiring surgery and causing pain. Yeah, that's really interesting. Anything can be healed. I've helped people not need surgery. Back stuff is really, and knee stuff is really quite easy to heal. So you're talking your shoulder. We would look at that emotionally, like what emotional blocks are there. And then I would give it more time. I don't know if you have surgery scheduled yet, but I would, you do what you want and I honor your choices, but I would say heal it in a non-invasive way, or try that first. If you're willing to look at your emotional stuff, you will have healing. Will it be 100%? That just depends on how much I can help you surrender to receive the energy. But 100% is available to all of us when we don't stay in the limitations, when we constantly hold ourselves in that oneness. And again, that's part of my job to help you get there. And the torn rotator cuff, think of it as, sometimes I think of it as just symbology. It's a shoulder. What am I shouldering? What am I carrying that's not mine to carry? So we talk about different emotional stuff to get you to shift that. I helped a friend in Oregon. He had a torn ACL and a totally torn ACL and a tear in his medial. Yeah. And we did 4 sessions distantly, and it was totally healed. And I encouraged him to wait a while, wait a few weeks before getting back out and exercising. He had been in pain so long and he hadn't been running. He didn't listen to me, and it still was okay. And what was so cool, he was a friend, and I said, it'd be really cool to have an MRI of that to show the before and after. Well, the doctor said, well, you don't really need it. You're fully functioning. It's all healed. And so they did it anyway because Andy wanted to see it. And guess what? The ACL never reattached. But the body, because of the healings, whatever it did, it fully healed. I mean, again, we're not these physical bodies. Instantaneous healing in my neck, and many clients with their back pain or knee pain. But that surprised me. I thought it would have miraculously reattached. And maybe it didn't because he got out running. It could have, and then it didn't. But he's never had an issue with it since. That was years ago. So we're amazing. The next question is, I have an underactive thyroid. Do you see a lot of that? It seems like a lot of people have Hashimoto's, about 20% of the population. And I think it must be connected to consciousness. I want to go back to the truth that everything has an emotional root cause. Yet, this is one of those places that we can get pretty deep. That things can happen to us that don't make sense. And we might, like with my broken neck, I have a hypothyroid. And I've done stuff over the years, energy work and emotional work and clearing. And I mean, I want to say it positively. I'm waiting for it to become normal, and I still am. But I feel for me, it hadn't healed. So I'm like, I felt like I had to trust that it was perfect, just the way I am. I've done so much for it. And there's also other things that could have been, we have contracts that we make, and we don't know about that. We're not aware of it when we are in our incarnation. So I just had to learn. I think it was my lesson of stop trying to fix it. Know that I'm perfect and whole. Know that I'm perfect and whole. And if it's my higher good for it to be responding, it will. So I do believe a lot of it is consciousness and speaking your truth. And in the physical, we are inundated with so many heavy metals that affect the thyroid and all of our glands. So yes, I believe in detoxing the body, but I have detoxed and my tests are very clear there. So I'm an example that I don't have an answer for that. So just like if someone has stage 4 cancer and they're doing everything possible, and I've helped people heal their cancer and turn that around. So again, nothing, you're not a victim to anything. But if you're doing 100% of everything you're supposed to be doing and working with me or other healers and doing the physical stuff and doing it, if it's your time to go, it may just be using the cancer to help you exit. So we work with everything from expect the miracles, but not be attached to the outcome. And that's whether you're praying for a new job or a healing or a better relationship with your child. I mean, we expect the miracles, but we trust that there's something more that we don't understand. So let's see. Back to her question, I don't work on a lot of thyroid, but I've worked on helping people sleep better. And, one of my favorite stories in my book is this guy that was a severe crack addict. And the universe got us together, connected us, and he smoked $15,000 of crack a month. And so he came to me as his rehab center. And I got intuitively to work with him twice a day for the first 3 days and then once a day for the rest of the week. And he quit cocaine. He quit alcohol, which he was using simultaneously with it. He quit later that week, he quit smoking and then quit coffee. And the beautiful thing about it, with 0 side effects. I mean, again, the body is just energy and we repatterned the energy. And the full story is on my website or in the book there. But anything can be healed. And again, I'm a good example. What did I have to learn from this not healing? That I'm okay, that I'm not this body, I'm pure spirit. I'm already one with God. All is perfect. And I've had to learn that and surrender. What is your perspective on getting the vaccine or not? Oh, getting into some big stuff here. I personally have always believed in doing what I can nutritionally to up my immune system. And that's where I still am. I don't believe in the vaccine. I do read a lot of people who channel, and I've trusted these channels. And what I've understood is there is a lot of dark energy around vaccines. And if you don't believe that, I honor your perspective and please honor mine. I'm not telling anybody what to do, but I've been asked a question and I'm going to speak my truth and honor that. And I've been told that the light and spiritual beings have helped lessen the negative effect of these vaccines. So that's good. But unless you have to get it for work, I would say there's all kinds of things you can do for your immune system, like vitamin D3, zinc, and vitamin C are 3 critical things you can do to work on your immune system. And then eating clean foods and cutting back on, the processed food and eating a lot more vegetables. So again, there's whole books written on that, but I would focus on your immune system. if you do have to get the vaccine, or I've heard that you can acupuncture or even energy healing can help almost be an antidote to it. And my new baby has gotten some vaccines. My daughter has spread some out, but she doesn't believe in this the way I do. I would personally not have any children get vaccines. But right now that would mean either homeschooling, but there's a lot of doctors who will postpone the vaccines or be open to not having any vaccines the first 2 years, which is great for a little infant so they can develop their immune system. There is a vaccine movie coming out called V, the letter V, Revealed, V, Revealed. And if you can't find it, it's free. It's one of those series where you get 24 hours to watch it. And email me if you need help directing that. That starts this coming week, February 9th. And that's focused on the COVID information. And that's focused on doctors and researchers that are not paid to manipulate the research. You know, unfortunately, and we don't need to spend any more time on this, but things are not as they appear. But in this new energy that's coming through, in ascension, we cannot go through ascension and still have greed and manipulation and lies. It's not a vibrational match, whether it's in us personally, that's why stuff is showing up, or in the collective. And there's just, a lot. Let's just pray that truth is revealed. That could be one of our best prayers right now, is let truth be revealed. Okay. So I think that does it for the questions, and it's 9:07.
Yes, thank you, Suzette. I would like just a few words before you start your meditation and healing.
Okay.
I just want to thank everyone for being here tonight, and we hope to see you next month for Randy Light on March 4th. You can sign up for that. Please visit our website or our social media pages. You can look at, and once we start putting things up, you can see the other speakers coming up and sign up for those meetings. Again, we have room on our board for 2 more positions. And what I always like to leave with everyone, which Suzette has very much so instilled in us, live in faith, not fear, and count your blessings every day. So that's what I want to say to everyone. And I appreciate everyone joining us, and spread the word. Invite a friend next time to join us as well. So thank you, Suzette, and I'll let you finish the meeting.
Okay, and you just kind of reminded me, one of the other opportunities I had in the spring, I offered 17 sessions. I was gifting that to whoever wanted to join, and it was held twice a week for 2 months. So it was 17 hour sessions, and I recorded them. So I'm selling the whole 17 sessions for $249. So if you really want support and regular guiding, clearing, and healings and breath work, I do breath work, then consider that if you don't want to have personal sessions. So it's a way to get a lot more help and spread out your finances. Okay, so let's, it's 9:00 somewhere. What time is it? Close to that. 9:09. Ooh, double nines. So I just want to share with you that I'll stop at 9:30 because that's what we're supposed to do. But if you want to carry on in silence in the healing, then you might want to just either mute yourself so you don't hear me bring everybody back to the room, or you could just drop off the call after the guided meditation and when we go into the silence. So I just want it to work. What is your need? If you want more than 20 minutes, please choose that. And I'm intending that this energy healing continues throughout the night for you. All right, it's been a pleasure to be here and supporting you. So let's just close our eyes, and I'll do more of an abbreviated healing, guided meditation, so that we can have some silence as well before 9:30. Okay. Just close your eyes. And in your mind's eye, find yourself walking down a path. It's a real sunny day and the sun is warming your face. Just feels so peaceful. And you're barefoot, allowing the healing energies of Mother Earth to support you. You're walking down this grassy path, and you find yourself coming along a stream. You keep walking, and you're mesmerized by the healing sounds of the stream, the rushing water, the water drops, the little waterfalls. Sounds so peaceful. You're intending that the sound is healing you at the cellular level. And then you see this perfect tree. You go and you sit at the base of that tree and leaning up against its trunk. And you're just at peace. And I'm going to speak now from the I am presence, so it will be relative to you. I am breathing in God love. I am sitting here in gratitude for all my blessings, for this quiet day, this peaceful day. And I'm breathing in God love and exhaling my fears and my worries and my judgments and my health imbalances. I just know that I am one with God and all my needs are met abundantly in my oneness with God. I'm done being a victim. I'm done worrying. I am one with God and I'm stepping up my faith in that oneness. And I'm bringing the Christ light down through my crown. I'm going to ground to Mother Earth. But in this Christ light is also all the new light codes from this ascension coming down through my crown, harmonizing all my chakras. And I'm letting this new light, these new light codes, this amazing power get into every cell tissue. And in each cell tissue, it's going into every atom of every cell tissue. And in each atom, it's going into the DNA. It's so exciting. I am allowing this transformation in my body. My body is moving upward in consciousness, upward in energy to better handle the ascension. My body is changing. And I know right this moment, these light codes are transforming my carbon-based DNA to crystalline-based DNA. Oh, it feels so good. And that's happening the whole time I sleep tonight. And right now, it's continuing down through every cell tissue, every molecule and atom. And it's going out my root chakra deep into the core of Mother Earth. And I'm aware of this golden orb in front of my root chakra, clearing and cleansing all vibrations not of God love. And this golden orb knows where I need more help, and it will stay there longer, and it will continue long after this healing. session to keep working at harmonizing and balancing and clearing and cleansing every chakra. And I move up to my second chakra and allow this golden orb to magnetically draw out all vibrations lower than God love, all fear, all limitations, all lack, just all lies. I'm letting it all go. I'm ready to be who I really am. I am pure light. I am wholeness. I am peace, and I am worthy of wholeness and love and prosperity. I am worthy of ease and grace. And this golden orb is just moving up to my third chakra, then my fourth, then my fifth, and my sixth, and my seventh chakras. It is just working. And I am so much in surrender. Bring it on. I am surrendering to the light, to God. I trust that I will be guided on what to do next. And I'm knowing that I'm surrendering and letting go of all these lower vibrations because I am ready. I choose living here in the fifth dimension on earth. I choose that. I am that. And I get reminded of that at times when I slip out of that. But I'm choosing to allow my old programming to be dissolved. I'm dissolving contracts and vows that no longer serve me, especially those who that were made in duress or under control. I am a sovereign being. I choose what enters my body. No one has any control over my body, my thoughts, my air and my water and my earth. I choose, and I choose oneness. I choose light, and I choose love. I am that. I am that. Thank you to this golden orb for all you do. Thank you to all the spiritual beings for assisting me in remembering who I am. Every moment, help me remember to choose peace and love and joy and bliss and prosperity. It's a choice. And let me take in all these new light codes tonight so that I get there quicker. Doesn't have to take a long time. I'm stepping into my divine talents and my divine gifts. I'm ready to be what I came here to be. I choose that. No more playing small. I choose God's will and my will are one. I'm here to embrace that. I'm here to be all that I truly am. Oh, it just feels so good. It feels so good. Just going to rest in silence. And if my mind starts to wander, I'm going to focus on my breath so that my mind is at peace. I let the divine continue to heal me. I expect miracles. I am worthy of miracles. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That I am that I am. And in the silence, I will continue to receive and I will continue to dissolve what's not serving my highest good. And I will ring, Suzette will ring a chime when the time is up. Enjoy your time. And slowly come back to the room. Wiggle your ankles and your wrists. Shift yourself in your chair. And enjoy sleep time tonight. To get more benefit out of this, it's best if you don't get on your cell phones or your computer or TV. If you do, that's your choice. It's just going to stop the integration. So, and let's not put any limitations out there, but it's best if you just stay in a meditative place tonight and receive, either read or quiet, do stuff that's quiet. All right. Blessings, everyone. I just want to, hold on one moment. I just want to see everybody. I didn't do this earlier. I want to say hello. Hello, everyone. Hi. Great to see you all. Some new faces here. So blessings, everyone. And if you want to unmute everyone, Susan. Blessings. You want to unmute everyone, Susan?
I'm working on it.
Oh, okay. Well, they can all unmute themselves if also.
Now they can unmute themselves.
Okay. So just the
believe.
lower left corner, hit the mute button, hit the microphone. All right.
Now we
Thank
can.
you. There, I hear people.
There you go.
There
Okay.
we are.
Love
I
you
clicked.
all. Blessings.
Love you. Gratitude.
During-
Thank you so much.
Thank
Welcome.
you.
I just wanted to say one more thing. During this time of great change and challenges, we need our light more than ever, everyone. So thank you for being here and taking your faith to another level and receiving more healings, because it's about us. Let's be part of the positive change. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
I'll see you in Boone.
Valerie.
Thank you, everyone.
See ya.